the physical act of having the decision maker in the room with the tradesman when the quote first comes out is just so much more powerful than seeing it on a PowerPoint slide. You can recall the guy uttering those words actually in the session. It started off in 2009 with 4 trial stores, and the way it works is we've taken a box inside B&Q and we've segregated it from the rest of the store. It has a convenient entrance, a convenient exit, and lots of yellow and black signage to differentiate it from B&Q. And it has the strapline trade brands, because what we've been able to do is to bring in brands that were previously not accessible to B&Q.
Right.
And these are important because they're things that tradesmen rely on. Trade prices, so this is why tradesmen really come to TradePoint, because we're giving them better prices than retail customers get. And trade only. The work was particularly to find out more about what we needed to do in the showroom area of our proposition. So here we're talking kitchens, bathrooms, fitted bedrooms. It's been a good part of our growth to date, but we really wanted to understand what else we needed to do to make the proposition stronger and to deliver really more of what our customers needed. Having started from a blank piece of paper, we could pretty much do anything we wanted. So the notion was to actually get the customers in, to talk to them and get them involved in physically planning what went into the store, what it looked like and how it was orientated. We literally sat round a table in the warehouse and with pieces of tape we taped out the floor. We walked around and worked out where the walls would be, where the checkouts might go. We talked about the stock room and the way it'd be organised and what sort of sight lines you'd have through to the store. We talked about the parking spaces in the car park and how they would be reserved just for trade. Really quite nuts and bolts things which you just wouldn't have got if you were in a research room. The fact that we were physically in the building and they could see what it was like and what the doors were like and what the access points were like. The level of feedback was just very, very different. Again, mixing with our team and the trades guys working on a plan together, you get a level of engagement that I don't think you would get with most other forms of research. And some of the findings were quite surprising. Having access to stock was a real key wish. But the only thing they felt that would give them confidence that that was there was for there to be no walls in the building, so they could actually see through into the warehouse. Now, there's quite a nice, neat logic to that, but it hadn't been in our thinking. And actually, we've saved money on the bill by not having to put the walls in. That level of feedback and that level of response, I just don't think you get with the kind of survey where you're just ticking and crossing boxes and counting numbers. Because we've got the decision makers in the room, having seen a problem and the need for an answer, it gets sorted even before the debrief. I think we have to be careful in how we select people for the group. We also have to be careful the way we mediate the groups as well. And there were a few points where one or two of my colleagues were actually asked to be a little bit quieter and let the trades guys say a little bit more. That I think if we tried to do it ourselves, we would lose that element of neutrality that needs to sit in the middle. We also, the last time, followed it up with some, we call them trade mate days, where we buddy up with one of the tradesmen from the sessions, and we literally just spend a day with them. So the idea is whatever they do, we do it as well.
So you go with them on their work?
Yeah. So if it starts in a TradePoint in the morning with them placing an order, we just talk through the order with them. It's a chance to ask questions and so on. If they've got to go and pick something up, we'll help load the van. If they're going around to a customer's house, we'll just come and sit there and listen. If they're doing a job, we'll pass the tools over, a bit like a surgeon, calling for the next little bit of assistance. And the bond that you get while you're doing that, you find that any barriers just break down. We, to date, have managed to get our trade director on one of these sessions. We've had our head of commercial, our head of sales. We've had a couple of people from training. We'll still like to work our way through the divisional directors on the B&Q side. And I have a promise from the CEO, Ewan Sutherland, that he's going to do one of these days as well. I'll probably be inundated with requests after that.